students, have you seen revision video 1? Have you understood? Right? So now see, if not only you have to focus on revision 1, 2 and 3, right? We are giving you just hint. You have to refer all the things that we have given in original video. We have previously we discussed, right, in all the videos. In the worksheet, you have to revise everything. We are just helping you that how to prepare and what to prepare. We are just helping you in another way. So, in revision video 2, I will start with section B. In revision video 2, I will start with section B, right? So, in section B, we will have poem 1, 2, 3. In section B, everything will be from poem number 1 to 3. In prose, 1, 2, 3 in section A and 3 parts of section C. Same way in section B from poem number 1 to 3. Let's see what will be asked from poem number 1 to 3 in section B. Okay. So let's see. First question will be poem based question answer. In section B, first will be poem based question answer. Now my dear students, in prose what was that? Passage based question answer. Same way in section B, poem based question answer, right? Means one stanza will be given or two stanza will be given and the answer question will be given, right? So in this exam from poem number 1 to 3, I have already given in worksheet and as means we have given PDF also. If you have lost, if you have not returned, then in that also we have given, right? So poem based question answer, each will carry 1 mark, right? Each will carry 1 mark. But 1 mark means you are going to write only one sentence, but take care, read stanza twice, read questions, the answer given, and after reading question, check it out from poem which line is suitable for this answer, right? Sometimes you have read before, but my dear students, for everything I am saying, read whichever is given, though you know, though you are well confident, because what happened? Because of that overconfidence, sometimes poem will be same, maybe sometimes question will be twisted or question will be same that you have read from material, maybe 2-3 lines will be twisted, right? Means something will be there. In short, what should be your technique? Read passage, read poem, read questions, read MCQ, whatever is asked, then only finally decide your answer, right? So this way you will read 1, 2, 3 poem based, question answer from stanza, question you will write having one sentence only, okay? After this poem based, we will have figure of speech from the poem 1 to 3. Second one we will have figure of speech. After this poem based question answer, we will have figure of speech from poem number 1 to 3. I have already discussed with example, so let me just give you a clue there. Now, like MCQ and preposition blanks, as I told you, you have to refer chapters. Same way, here you need to refer definition, you need to refer line, what this line wants to convey, and then after you will see which figure of speech is suitable and then you will write your answer. Though you have crammed, right? I have given a pamphlet and you have crammed, that is well and good, but still you should read line, still you should check that this definition is suitable or not and then decide your answer, right? Because in this year 2020 board exam paper, what happened? That line was given in my material, that was same, but definition answer was different, right? Definition answer, it means whichever that figure of speech I gave, options were different, so definitely you should refer definition also, right? Don't focus only that particular line is given, only that figure of speech should be there, that is not true, right? That also possible, another also possible, as I told you, one into 2, 3 figure of speech can be possible. Okay, so let's see. Very short. First one, we have repetition. I will give you one example and I'll go fast. Repetition plus alliteration. See, let me give one example and through example let me explain. Repetition plus alliteration. One example. Rain, rain, go away, go away. Now see, both are taken together, but you need to remember both definitions are different, right? Repetition means any particular word is repeated or more than twice. Rain, rain, or see, go, go, away, away. Means see, all the words are repeated. Rain 2 times, go 2 times, and away 2 times. So this is called repetition, right? Rain is repeated twice, go is repeated twice, and away is repeated twice. That is called repetition. Alliteration means any consonant letter is repeated twice or more than twice. So see here, R, R, same like a repetition G, G, A, right? So we have 4 letters R, G, A, not 4, 3. R, R, G, G, A. 3 letters are repeated twice, that is 1 more minute. Let us see consonant, only consonant, right? A we will not take because A is a vowel, right? So only 2 letters R and G. These consonant letters are repeated twice. That's why we have alliteration. A is a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, right? Okay. So that we will not consider an alliteration. Only we will see consonant letter, that is R and G. Clear, my students? Both repetition and alliteration. Clear to figure of speech? Third one. Let's see third one. Third one I am going to take, that is metaphor. See, metaphor means what? If there is a direct comparison between two things or person without using word as and like. Which 2 words? Without using 2 words as and like. Okay. So when we use as and like for showing comparison, then we can have simile. But without using these 2 words as and like, and if there is a comparison, then we can have metaphor. One example. He is the Hitler of our class. He is the Hitler of our class. Now see, one more thing. Metaphor can be antithesis, figure of speech, or antithesis can be metaphor. I am using can be, 100% not. I will tell you after talking about metaphor and antithesis why 90% can be or 100% cannot be. Okay. So see, metaphor without using as and like, he is the Hitler of our class. Means he just considers Sohan, any one boy. Sohan is compared to Hitler. He is not a Hitler, my dear students. He is compared to Hitler, and that's why we can have metaphor without using as and like. Okay. So this was about metaphor, comparison between two without telling him directly that you are a Hitler, but he is compared to Hitler. Right. Second thing I talked about after metaphor, antithesis. I talked about antithesis, fourth one. Little difference between two. In antithesis, comparison will be there, but in between two opposite words. Not only words, my dear students, even sentences. Two opposite words, even sentences. See, 2 opposite words will be given. Do you remember? Poem number 1, dust of snow. Dust and snow. Second poem, fire and ice. Fire and ice. Right? So these 2 particular opposite words will be given. Then antithesis, not metaphor. Right? Comparison will be there. Indirectly, metaphor. And here directly 2 opposite words will be given. two opposite sentences will be given, then antithesis. One example, life is full of sorrow and joy. See, life is full of sorrow and joy. So here two opposite words are given, sorrow plus joy. Life is full of sorrow and joy. Here two opposite words are given, so that's why antithesis, not exactly metaphor. So here there is a little difference between metaphor and antithesis. Metaphor means direct comparison without using as in like, and antithesis means exactly two opposite words will be given or two opposite sentences will be given. Clear antithesis? First, repetition and alliteration. Second, metaphor and antithesis, right? Both. Next one is, I am just giving you a hint because mostly 90% you will refer line by line and only 10% you will go accordingly if you are not sure. But I think so you should do 50-50. Definition also you should know, and you have to cram also in all MCQ vocabulary. Means whichever technique I am giving you in rectification, you have to refer chapters also, and you have to remember our technique also, that if I will forget, I will solve such a way. Okay, got it? Next one we have come fifth number, we have onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Now, here what is that? If particular word is given that shows sound or echo of sound. Simple thing you have to remember, when you read the line, if you feel sound is there or word related to sound or echo of the sound, you can have onomatopoeia. For example, I heard a national song. I heard a national song. So which word is given that shows sound? Heard. I heard something, right? So any word shows sound word or related to sound or echo of sound, then we can have onomatopoeia, right? So heard means something that is related to sound. That's why onomatopoeia. This is very simple. Do you understand, my students? Word that is related to sound, that is onomatopoeia, right? Sixth number we have, means see, there are 26 figure of speech, but whichever we have completed in poem number 1, 2, 3, that I am revising up to now. Next exam, right? Then after we have 6 number litos. 6 number we have litos. This is a simple one. If, no, not, never, nothing, such kind of negative mark will be given, or if sentence is negative, doesn't, don't, will not, is not, any negative mark is given, it means your answer is litos. It means your answer is litos. Okay? Then after means I don't have a pen. Don't is given, answer should be litos. This is a sentence, not a poem, but just giving you a hint. Okay? Next one we have personification. Whichever I have completed up to poem number 3, that I am discussing personification. Now, personification, it means any animal or non-living things are given human action. Any non-living beings or animals are given human action. Right? For example, earth shows everything. Earth shows everything to them. See, in one particular poem, earth shows everything to them. One line is given. Now, earth can show like human being. I can show you. See, this is a pen. This is a board. I can show you. But earth can show you, right? So, this way, particular thing is given human action, that is called personification. Earth is given human action, that's why it is called personification. Got it? Okay. See, whichever I completed that I am taking. If want to will be remain, that you have to write or you have to read, right? Yeah, let me see if anything is left. Yes, singing dog. Next one is singing dog or singing doggy. Particular part is given to describe whole. Particular part is given to describe whole, right? Particular part is given to describe as a whole part, right? To describe as a whole part. Now see, particular part is given to describe whole. It means, let me write one sentence. My face was tired. See this example, my face was tired. It means, can I say my hand was tired, my leg was tired? No. The meaning is I was tired. So the my face, one particular word or one particular part is described whole, that is me, I am tired, right? So one particular word describes whole, means whole body or whole thing, like tiger, right? That pose describe whole tiger. That way, if one particular word will describe, that is called singing dog. Okay. Let me see if anything is left. Yes. Transferred adjective. Next one is, I think this is last for today. If I want to, I don't know, maybe it will be left, then you check it out from your material that I have given. Last one for today, that is transferred epithet. Now, what is the meaning of transferred epithet? What is the meaning of epithet? If any adjective, verb or noun will be replaced from their original place, right? I have given one example from poem number 3, that on pads of velvet white. See, I explained, right? Where is the adjective in this particular line? White. Not only adjective, maybe noun sometimes, maybe verb, right? So here, what is white? Pads means pose of the tiger, right? So here should be the adjective. Pads should be white, not velvet should be white, right? Velvet means, smooth material, I discussed, right? So here pose are white of the tiger. So adjective should be exactly here with pads, not with velvet. So adjective is shifted from its original place to another place. If any adjective, verb or noun shifted from its original place to another place, that is called transferred epithet. That is called transferred epithet. Let me just see if anything is left. I think all covered, right, for this particular exam. So, my dear students, from poem number 1 to 3, poem based and figure of speech, 4 will be asked. Read from the material. Second thing, read plus check it out according to definition plus according to the meaning of the line. Clear? Okay. Now, in poem number 1 to 3, after figure of speech, we have question answer, like close, right? So we have question answer. Now, in poem number 3, what is the first poem called? First number, Dust of Snow. What is the first poem? Dust of Snow. Written by Robert Frost. Written by Robert Frost. Now, how will you start your answer if any question from this poem? As I told you, common point you can write in all the question. That this poem is written by Robert Frost. If you remember, right? Plus having 10 to 12 lines, like a prose. At least 12 lines you should write in the form of 2 paragraphs, right? After one paragraph, leave one line. After second paragraph, you leave one line, and then start your next question. So, in first paragraph, Dust of Snow is a poem written by Robert Frost. It is an ironic poem. It is an ironic poem. You can give why ironic poem? It is an ironic poem because here Crow is given a different action that in reality cannot be possible, right? Crow does not do whatever activity that is given in this poem, right? Of shaking dust particles cannot be possible in reality. Then you can start an answer from this poem, whatever is asked, right? What is the message of the poem? What is the central idea of the poem? That small boy was very sad. He was sitting under the hemlock tree. Hemlock tree means a poisonous tree, right? And when he was sitting under the tree, one crow suddenly came on the tree and he just shook the tree, and then snow particles of that leaves came on and onto the poet, and he became very happy suddenly. His mood was changed from sad to happy, from sad to happy. This way he changed his attitude, and what he thought, whatever that is gone, now whichever moments are left, let me enjoy, right? So this way you can talk about in any question if it is asked. Keep in mind whichever question is asked, try to get the meaning and then write it down, expand in your words about that question. Don't expand the whole poem as I told you in prose question answer. Second poem called Fire and Ice. Second poem, Fire and Ice. Once again written by Robert Frost. Once again written by Robert Frost. Now, what does means in this poem? What the writer wants to say? Two opposite words, fire and ice. Right? Fire stands for green, and ice stands for hatred, coldness. Right? So means writer wants to say that some people believe earth will end with fire, and some people are saying the whole world will end in ice, right? Destruction of the world. In short, writer wants to say that not only because of these two, even human beings can also destroy the world, because we have hatred, we have greediness, and we have means such kind of negativity, right? Because of that we can destroy the world if these two things are not there. So this way you can expand in your lines, given material, read from that, and if question is short in your notebook and worksheet, then you can expand. As I told you, 12 lines should be there. Clear? Third poem. In question answer third poem we have a tiger in the zoo. What is the third poem? A tiger in the zoo. Now, Leslie Norris, written by Leslie Norris. In Tiger in the Zoo, writer has talked about, Leslie Norris has talked about that two different ways of the tiger. When tiger is in the zoo, when tiger is kept in the zoo, and when tiger is in the forest. When tiger is in the forest. So when tiger is in the zoo, what does he do? Equation is like that. We will talk about only what does the tiger do in the zoo, and if question is like that, what does tiger do in the forest, we will talk about, right? He is lurking behind shadow. Means according to stanza you can talk about having 10 or 12 lines. You can expand, right? So this was about question answer, poem number 1, 2, 3, figure of speech from poem number 1, 2, 3, and poem based question answer that I have given again from these 3 poems. Clear section B? Is there any doubt? If you have any doubt, you can check or you can refer that video. You can hear, right? You can hear, not sorry. You can hear that video. And my dear students, if you have a YouTube channel, means when you type the SCMT 9 and 10, then you will have all the videos, right? And after that, when you have videos, when you open, there will be 3 dots. There will be 3 dots. So when you open, there will be option in menu. Here it will be written see playlist. Here it will be written see playlist, second one. So here when you click now, you can make 6 subjects: science, SS, Gujarati. All 6 subjects you can make different part. And English video in English, in SS, science. This way all videos up to now you can make into one. So whenever you want to see, you have to just go science, all the videos of science. You have to go in SS, all the videos of SS will come. Do you understand? I have made, right, of my videos, so I can easily take it out from YouTube, 3 dot, and then see playlist, and then you can make, write your name, science, SS, Gujarati, English, and all the videos save in that. Here you can save videos, so in 1 minute you can take it out. No need to check where is it, which topic, okay? Date wise plus topic wise, okay? So that I am just telling you for your help. Okay, after this section B, I will talk about section C. I will talk about section C. This section C already I completed 3 parts. So let's see next. Okay, so see, section B is over here. In section C, 3 portions I have taken in section A. Do you remember? Right? In course number 1, 2, 3, that rectification and preposition blanks and punctuate the paragraph, that will be from section C, but I have discussed in section A. Okay. So in section C now grammar is left. Do as directed plus indirect speech. What to left? Indirect speech and do as directed. So let me start first do as directed. First I am going to take, I have given points, right, which grammar topics will be asked in the paper style. So first I am going to take, that is remove to and use so that. See, both are similar. Remove to and use so that. Now, before I start this, in punctuative paragraph 1, I have forgotten this. Semicolon and colon. Semicolon and colon. When can you use semicolon? For I am talking about punctuative paragraph. Semicolon you can use, for example, this is first sentence and this is second sentence. So 2 sentences will be given. In first sentence 2-3 parts are there, 2-3 commas are there. In second sentence also maybe 2-3 or 1 comma is there. So here you cannot put comma. Both sentences are interconnected. So you cannot put here full stop also. You cannot put here comma also. That time you have to use semicolon. Both the sentences are interconnected with each other and comma already there in both sentences. So again in between we cannot put comma. To join the sentence we need to use semicolon. Clear everyone? Then colon. Colon is useful for dialogue. For example, Rahul colon. You know, in dialogue writing we are doing Rahul colon. So that colon is useful for dialogue or something that we want to introduce. Somebody has said any person name, then colon, then sentence. If no dialogue writing. Clear? These two I forgot to tell you. That's why I thought let me tell you so it can be useful to you. Okay? Let it be. First topic, remove to. First topic, that is remove to. So let me read sentence. Through sentence I will explain. That is Shyam is too short. Shyam is too short to touch the self. To touch the self. To touch the self. Now, here what is that? Remove to. What is the meaning of remove to? It means we are going to use so that. What is the meaning of remove to? It means we are going to use so that. So what did I tell you? What is the rule? Instead of T-O-O-2, you need to write so. Instead of T-O-2, you need to write that. And as soon as you write T-O-2, so, and T-O-2, that, then you have to write pronoun. What to write? Pronoun. If boy, he. If girl, she. If non-living things, it. If plural, they. Right? Such way you will write pronoun. And then you will write verb. After pronoun, you will write verb. If present tense, cannot. If past tense, could not, then join the sentence. Let's write. See answer. Shyam is what to then? So short. TO2 then that. Then pronoun. Shyam so boy. He then is present tense. Then could cannot. Was given then could not. He cannot touch. He cannot touch the cell. See the sentence. Both meanings are same. Both meanings are same. But instead of TOO you need to write so. Instead of TO2 you need to write that. And exactly after writing that, you have to check it out subject and verb. What to check it out? Subject and verb. Subject in the form of pronoun, boy, he, girl, she, non-living things, it. Same way, after checking subject, you need to check it out verb. He present tense cannot, he past tense could not. These two things you will check it out, cannot and could not. And then whatever is left, you join the sentence. Whatever is left, you join the sentence. Okay? After that, remove to and use so that. Let me just give an example of use to. Let me just give example of use to. Let me just rub till then you revise. Let me take now example of use to. Second one, that is use to. What is the meaning use to? It means remove so that. What is that? Remove so that. What was previous one? Remove to, use so that. Here use to, it means you are going to delete so that. Okay. Let's have one example that Rahul walked so slow that he could not catch the train. Now, see here, what is given? Remove to, so that means so that is given and we will use to. Both can be as vice versa. And in brackets, 4 types of will be given. One way, remove so that or remove to. Second, use to or use so that. 4 things will be asked, but meaning is same. Okay. Rahul walked so slow that he could not catch the train. Right. So what to do? What is our rule? Here you have to remember, instead of so TOO, instead of that TO2, and you need to delete pronoun. You need to delete cannot and could not. See, in previous one we have added pronoun, we have added cannot and could not. Here you will delete. Simple. So what will be left? 2 plus main verb. See, this is called 2 will not be given but just main verb. In short, let me tell you. So infinitive will be given. Infinitive means main verb, right? 2 plus main verb. So when you delete a cannot or could not, there should be main verb and that we will join the sentence. Why? Because TO2 will be already given. 2 plus main verb. That's why I have deleted, right? 2 plus main verb will be there. That is called infinitive. Okay, so let's write answer. Rahul walked. So then TOO, too slow, that then to. Rahul walks too slow to. Then delete pronoun, delete verb, cannot and could not, catch the train. Directly write catch, that is 2 plus main verb infinitive, catch the train. What to remember, my dear students? That exactly after TO2 there should be main verb. So delete pronoun, delete cannot and could not. There should be main verb you will find in the sentence and join the sentence. Clear remove to and use to? Clear remove so that and use so that. Okay. Very easy. Just you need to remember the format, nothing else. Second topic in US related we have. Second topic in US related we have, that is question tag. I have discussed only some some days ago when there was a test, Sunday days, right? So question 10. Okay, what is the rule of question 10? If question is positive, then answer should be negative. If question is negative, answer will be positive. Vice versa. Every time we will revise, and then one day we will be confident. At the day of exam of board, you will be confident, right? So that's why revise again and again. Positive question, answer negative. Negative question, answer will be positive. This is the first rule. Second rule, you have to check it out verb. If this you will do. So if is given, isn't, are, aren't, and aren't, then I have given the list, right? And not, then am I, means all the list. Should, shouldn't, can, can't, right? So this was about verb. But main thing, if main verb, I walk every day. So here you cannot use isn't, aren't, right? If main verb, then you will write for making negative don't. If s or es at the end of the main verb, then doesn't. And if past form is given, then you will write didn't. Okay? These three things you will keep in mind. Don't, doesn't, didn't. Except that easy. You need to check it out verb. Is, isn't, are, aren't. Whichever verb you need to add not, nothing else. And only these three you will remember. This was about verb for question 10. This is first common rule, positive, negative, positive. Second rule is, means you have to check first sentence is which, then you will turn accordingly. Second you will see verb, where is a verb. Let me write negative if positive, and let me write negative, it means whatever, positive, negative, confusion, negative, positive, okay, let it be. So this you will check it out second, and third you will check it out pronoun. See, third you will check it out pronoun. Now, because only verb you cannot write, right? Isn't, what to write backside? He, she, it. So whichever as a subject in the sentence given, that will be your pronoun. Whichever as a subject given, that will be your pronoun. If boy, he. If girl, she. If non-living things, it. But if plural, subject is plural, all the boys, then your pronoun in question text will be they, right? Plural, then they. Then everything, something. Then it as a subject. But keep in mind where to write it as a subject, as a pronoun, where to write plural, they in a after question tag, isn't, it, isn't, they means what to write, you have to check it out. Second thing, if, no, none, neither, right, little, very, few, such kind of words are given in the form of subject, it is already negative. So keep in mind, if such given question is itself negative, so answer should be positive, right? That you have to keep in mind. Plus, if let is given in the sentence, we will not check sentence is positive or negative. Your answer should be shall be. What should be your answer? Shall be. Question mark is must. After writing verb, after writing subject, question mark is must. Okay? Compulsory you need to write question mark. If sentence is imperative, then whether it's question positive or negative, your answer should be will you. Your answer should be will you. Right? Inverted comma you will not do. I have just given to show you to focus on that. Right? So imperative, then will you, whether it's positive or negative. Let, then shall be, whether it's positive or negative. So in question like what to remember? First check it out positive, negative, that one. Second check it out where is verb, what to write, main verb, don't, s or es, doesn't, past form, didn't. Third thing, you will check it out pronoun. Plural will be there, boy, girl, he, she will be there. Where shall be, let be one. Where imperative, will you. Such things you will keep in mind. let's have two examples of question 10. So you can come to know. Let's have two examples. First one of question 10, that is, I have taken from textbook, right? Chapter number 2, Nelson Mandela. The oppressor. Do you remember the oppressor? Last line of the chapter number 2, Nelson Mandela, right? The oppressor and oppressed, and the oppressed alike are robbed, sentence from textbook, that's why, robbed their humanity. Now see, sentence is positive or negative mean. The oppressor and the oppressed alike are robbed their humanity. Means, is there not? No. So first rule is, check it out, positive or negative. It is positive, so question 10 should be negative. So definitely. Then check it out, verb. This is subject, right? Subject is one or two. So plural. So if plural, what should be a pronoun? They. For plural, they. And where is verb? Are. And question is positive, answer should be negative. So are, then aren't. What should be the answer? Aren't. And what is pronoun? They. Because subject is plural, right? And question mark is must. One word answer, you can easily get 1 mark. But common sense, easily you can get 1 mark or easily you can lose 1 mark because of overconfidence. Okay? So aren't they? Let's have last example of question 10. Aren't they? That is first answer. Second one, let me just take last example. Nobody knew exactly. Let me just tell you last example exactly. Why when the sat in their seat. Okay, so let me just tell you last example. Now see, nobody knew exactly why Brenda sat in their seat. Perfect. Now check it out. Where is the subject? Nobody, right? And as I told you, nobody, neither, that's why I have taken. Such words will be given very little, very few. They itself negative, so question is negative itself. No need to check it out. Then where is subject? Nobody, so we will write they, as I told you, right? Nobody, everybody given, then we will write as a subject they. Okay? Then verb new. Sorry. What is new? Past form. What is new? Past form. So if past form, what we will write? Didn't. Okay? If past form, we will write didn't. But question itself negative, so we will write positive. So new, then instead of didn't we will write did, and instead of nobody we will write they. Right? What is the answer? Did they? Question mark. This is negative itself because nobody is given and past form is given. That's why we will write didn't. But negative, so we will write positive. Did plus plural. That's why pronoun they and question mark. Did they? Simple answer. Did they? Okay. So this is about revision video 2. I hope you have understood at least up to section A, B and half section C. Right? In next video I will complete section C, that is half, and section D and E, that is composition topics. Okay. So I hope you are revising, watching videos and reading very well. Right? All the best for reading. Prepare. Thank you.